Hey everyone, welcome back to High Tea Hoops. This is Brian Boucher at the Duke of Hoops, and as always, I am joined by Skylar, the Duchess of Hoops. What's up, Skylar?
Hello, coming off of a great Michigan win after
Feeling good.
last night. Feeling great.
Well,
I was
by
a
the
little
time,
nervous. We recorded the pod yesterday, and then I had to watch Michigan and just see if I was going to get made fun of on Twitter. So I feel great.
so by the time we release this, if they have lost, are we going to do a little intro segment on Michigan
No.
losing?
No,
Okay,
we're leaving it
perfect.
in.
Perfect. But today, Skylar caved once again to my TikTok interviews. Thank you, Skylar. We have two very special guests, Bayrad and Denzel. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining.
Appreciate you, man. We really appreciate you guys having us on.
Yeah. So I'm bringing you two on because, we're pretty big on TikTok. The British basketball community launched a ton of new TikTok accounts, a lot of BBL teams, WBBL teams. TikTok featured British basketball a couple months ago as like the highlight of TikTok.
Yeah.
And so I see this Simply British Basketball account pop up, and it is rating pickup basketball courts around the UK with the goal of seeing every single court, building British basketball community. You guys go to different courts seemingly every single day, and you've gone from like 0 to 82,000 followers in a month. So it's been pretty incredible to see that growth. Do you guys just want to give a quick background on yourselves on like how you got into hoops and how you got into kind of doing this TikTok?
For sure. I mean, I played a lot later than Denzel. So I started playing year 8 here is about 13 years old. So I'm 22 now. So we started playing when we were like 30. I started playing when I was like 13 years old. I pretty much played every sport that you can imagine, right? And like, I don't know what it was, but for some reason, this basketball stuck with me. So I played it. We played it competitively, played a national level, like a county level, like a regional level. Every level I played it. Then I came to uni, and that's where I met Denzel. And I'm sure he wants to say his side of his story and how he started playing basketball as well.
So yeah, I did start a bit earlier than him. I started like year 6, which is like 11.
Yeah, younger, bro.
Yeah.
Younger than Started in year 6. I got picked up by a team called NASA in Newham. We won the National League for under 13s.
Wow.
So that was kind of my introduction for basketball. And then I was just playing it, regional, county, everything, up until I'd say year 11. So I was like 16.
Yeah.
I literally stopped playing basketball for like an entire year, basically. And I wasn't playing it seriously until I came back to university, and that's where I met people.
When I met Benz, yeah.
So do you guys play at uni? What's kind of the playing like at uni?
I mean, it's incredible. We play other unis in our area. So around this area of England. So we're the southern western. So we're the southwest region. We play all the other unis. Southeast. Yeah. All the other teams, the university teams. So we're in a university league. And we're in our 3rd years now. But because of COVID, it's been cut into 2/3 and a half, essentially. We only got half of last season as well. So we were looking for new avenues, new ways, because we love basketball, bro. Like, we love it. So if we can't play at a competitive level, there's something else that needs to fill that void. And
yeah. I mean,
believe me, Brian knows. He has not played in over a year because we won't let him because it's not safe in the US. And he asks us literally every single day if he can go play again. If anyone knows your pain, it is Brian.
I'm like, can I just put on like a helmet or like a scuba helmet? Like, let me go out there, like, please. But man, I totally get it. And COVID has just been awful for pickup hoops. Like, I can't remember the last time I didn't play for this long. But what got you guys into starting Simply British Basketball? I know you guys you've built a couple community accounts like Hardwood Files. You've done some basketball stuff on your personal accounts, but what was kind of the impetus for starting SBB and kind of taking that TikTok forward?
You should start with your YouTube channel.
Okay, so I had a YouTube channel where I was like playing 2K, NBA 2K?
Yeah.
The video game is a video game. I was playing that and just trying to, like, the ultimate goal event always was, there's a disconnect in the British basketball community. There's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Like, if you look over in America, you look even in Europe, right? There's a connect between the community. There's nothing like that over here. Yeah. So I was looking for ways to try and do something like that, to connect. So I thought going through a channel of video games and basketball video games to get to that point. And then Denz came to me like, yo, we need to use a platform like TikTok. So I got to give the credit to him. I've said it before, but we went into the courts, and again, trying to find a platform to make this thing a dream of ours, right? It's like there's a disconnect. Like when Dez was younger, I'm sure he had dreams of ambitions and wanted to make it to the NBA, but he took that year out because there was nothing there.
Yeah, literally the year out came from me just kind of sitting down, and I just realized
there's no direction.
I wanted there was no direction. I wanted to go to America to potentially get into the NBA, but then I kind of understood that I was way too old, and if I was to go now, because I've known a lot of guys that went over like after year 11, or they stayed at an academy for like 3 years and then went over just to play JUCO essentially. And in JUCO you got like hundreds of guys that coaches have known from when they were like 5 years old, and you just some random guy coming. Even if you're better than them, it doesn't matter. Even if you get to D1, it's the same thing over again. You got guys that have known from when they were 10 playing basketball. They're gonna be over you. So I just stopped playing basketball at that point.
Because we didn't have, like I said, there's no direction, there's no pathway as of sense. And then beyond that, there's no connect. So with TikTok, we were like, maybe let's use this as a platform. And then that's just taken off to the point where this is going to be our main focus, to try and grow and make the connect and bring everyone together. And whilst that improving the courts, because the courts over here, bro, I'm sure you've seen some of them, right? They're not.
I played pickup. You know? Yeah, I've seen some good ones. And so 2 follow-up questions there, one on the community side and then one on TikTok as the platform. So on the community side, we've talked to, like, we just had Ashley Hamilton on from the Plymouth Raiders, who plays for Team GP. And he's like, I started playing when I was 16. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it's so late and you're still so good. And so, when you're, for Skylar and us, it's AAU. There's so many media companies covering hoops. If you want to go play pickup, you can just go anywhere and the courts are full. So as you guys hooping when you were younger and like going into uni, and you said there's not a big community, where do you go to find other hoopers? Is it kind of lacking on social media? Is it just kind of emptiness?
That's really another thing, because that we've only noticed now because we came to uni, but we're both from London, right? So London is basically the major city. Yeah. There is actually a basketball community, but even then, you only know each other because you've played against each other in National League or something.
And they have to be good to even remember them.
Because that's something funny, but I didn't know anything about Behrad, and he was in London playing in National League. But
he wasn't good enough. You couldn't remember him.
No, I didn't remember.
Skylar, yes.
Hold on. I didn't know who he was either, but it's all good.
Okay, all right.
But
we won't touch on that.
You got to fuel the one-on-one TikToks. We got to get you two going at each other. Love that.
But so we then moved out of. So in London, you probably find a lot of courts to play, like Finsbury and etc.
Yeah, I played at Finsbury. It's so fun.
Yeah. You can go there and find a lot of competition, like almost every day. But you go outside of London and suddenly it's just, terrible courts. And then there's nobody really playing basketball, even though there's people who want to play basketball. Even the teams out on this side, like I remember playing, when I was in National League, I remember playing Folkestone Saints. They just joined the league that year. Yeah. And they were terrible. But at that time, you don't think about why they were terrible. And it's because they don't have any avenues to actually go out and play basketball in competition, because there's no way they can play.
But then if you compare
connect with other people,
right? That's the thing. If you compare that to even London itself, we were brought, like, we've been raised in London and we still didn't know there was a community there growing up. We didn't know where to look. We didn't know what to do. There was nothing there. Like, even on, social media wasn't as dominant there as it is now. But even then, there was nowhere. You only knew someone and even then, when I mean you just recognize their face by playing against them. If at all that, compared to your scene in America, where you got the AAU scene, you got people coming, regional competitions, everything. Over here, I'll remember you if you dropped a bucket on me, and even then I might not recognize your face. So that is much more difficult.
Yeah. And like that community on TikTok, were you guys watching TikToks and seeing British basketball on TikTok before you started? Like, why did you pick TikTok? How active were you on it before it? And what kind of inspired you to, like, hey, let's do the TikTok account?
So we weren't active on TikTok at all. I mean, I was almost against TikTok. Like,
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Something told me to just check it. Because we made an account for TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And I just looked at, because I knew it ran on kind of like hashtags, right?
Yep.
So I just looked at British basketball, and actually, what you just said, like a month ago, they had like British basketball had the
the feature or whatever they call it. Yeah,
that's how I saw it, and I was like, oh wait, so there's actually something, something for British basketball. I was looking through it, and it was really just like, guys just trying to show themselves hooping, if anything, but it was there. Like, in the fact that it was there, it was like kind of like wow to me. So from there, it was like a no-brainer to just try and tap into that. That community.
Yeah, I'm. This Skylar proves everything we just talked about. With like, it matters to feature British basketball on TikTok. Like having other people find that other people are doing that matters a lot.
It definitely does. Yeah. What is your favorite court that you've visited, and what is your favorite city in the UK to play basketball in? I'm gonna just assume it's London at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Brighton has the I know I'm gonna, because I'm a scenery type of guy, and the scenery at that Brighton court
with the cliffs, that one was incredible.
Like, for me, the basketball court itself wasn't very good. It was double rimmed, very poor traction.
Yeah. Did you get the ball before it went into the ocean?
Yeah, I ran.
Just whoop.
But that, for me, in terms of aesthetics, is, like you said, Skylar, honestly, is the only thing that could maybe be better than London. I know we just went recently and we reviewed a court. And it goes Osborne Park, yeah. That got an 8.5. That's still not in London either, to be fair. But when we went to London, the courts were closed, so we haven't actually been able to go to the Finsbury Park, like you said, Brian. We haven't been able to go to those the well-respected courts in England, right? We haven't been able to go to those yet because of COVID. So as of right now, best place to hoop in for me, I would say Brighton. And the best court, I would have to just say that corner's court in Brighton for me. I can't.
I think I'd have to agree on it.
You'd agree,
because there's that other court in Brighton as well, which is like packed.
Yeah.
Which is why they took the rims down there.
Yeah. I love that Brighton Beach court.
Yeah.
And then, are there any like dream courts in the world outside of the UK that you'd like to visit?
Best pickup courts.
Miami, right? What's the one I saw? I remember I saw this one. Again, scenery type of guy.
Yeah.
There. I think, is it Miami? Is it? What's it?
South Beach.
South Beach, right?
I played at that court. It is so fun. It's ridiculous. Because the competition's really good too. You'll have multiple courts too. Like there's the one on the beach, and then there's a couple like on the other side of the road. It's really fun. That one's a great one.
We saw like a Kobe's court as well. Where was the Kobe's court? There's a Kobe's court somewhere in America. We saw on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Miami's fun too, because if you're playing well, there's sure to be some women on the sidelines watching. I feel
there's a lot of people watching. The spectators are really good.
Yeah, we might need to book a trip down there.
That's a great pick. And then before we go into like the pickup culture and stuff, you have a rating system. You mentioned it was an 8.5. Love just like the casual reference. Yeah, it's an 8.5. Yeah. So break down your scoring system. How do you rate the courts? What's your approach when you go to each of these pickup courts?
So our approach is mostly just like, so we literally play on the court a lot more than what we show.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that we notice is like, if the court is on a hill, the rims are based off like friendliness, how stiff they are. Because I guess, I mean, we talk about double rims being like nightmare to play on, but there's a lot of rims in the UK that aren't double but are terrible. Like
or triple. I saw you guys do the triple rims, where it like has to ring around all three.
That's something else, bro.
I've never seen that.
The ball literally comes out. Even if it goes in, it can come out like that. Rim. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, and then what else? Backboard. So like there's a lot of like short backboards in the. They're either short like lengthwise or widthwise in the UK outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite annoying. It's quite hard to play on.
The give of the backboard, the courts, the lines, the traction.
If there's any line, a lot of the lines are faded here.
And the courts here are gravel. Like they're not actually like. What's a basketball court floor meant to be like? Not gravel. It's not meant to be like, so
it's almost like a tennis court. Even like the tennis court surface is better. Yeah,
exactly.
Concrete is tough. I'm getting older, so it gets. The knees. Joints. You only have a certain number of jumps left.
I mean, we have to wake up and stretch now when we leave the bed now.
I'm getting into that now too. I gotta.
Oh my gosh!
Wake up and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. That transition from I can just walk onto the court and immediately start playing to like, hey, I need 15 minutes of mobility here before I get started. It's hard to make that transition.
Yeah,
that stuff. Okay, so the rating system, it's all out of 10. So at the end, you give it like a rating out of 10.
Yeah.
Has there been any 10 out of 10 yet?
No,
you're saving it. You're saving it. I like it.
We still ain't seen it. Like, we have to save it. We still ain't seen it because we're worried. Like, our goal is to rate every court in the UK, but why does it mean that we can't rate every court in the world eventually one day? So we don't want to give a 10 here and then we go to like Miami.
Yeah. Miami might be that 10.
You know.
I love that. Okay, so I have played a few times pickup. I played at Finsbury, Clapham Common, random courts throughout Paddington, and it's very varied across the different courts. So how would you describe UK pickup basketball culture? Are there anything like, is it to 11? Are there consistent rules? Is there a consistent way to get into games? Give like people a perspective on, you show up to a court, what's it like?
I think you
yeah, to be honest, yeah. So one thing I would definitely say is that each court, it seems like that I played on, different courts I've been to have different rules. So there's no underlying like, okay, it's straight 7, straight 11, straight 21. So when I play, if I play like a 3-on-3, we do 21 straight, 1s and 2s. Everything 1s and 2s.
Oh, 1s and 2s. All right.
21 straight. I've been at courts where we go straight 7, like everything 1, straight 7. It just depends on who you're playing against in the competition. And when I've been at courts, I've played this, like last summer, for instance, you do a 3-on-3 tournament, and this was the weirdest of them all. It was straight 5.
Whoa.
1s. And you just, so it's just a quick rotation, get everyone in, get everyone playing. Now, that's from the numerical aspect of things. Now, then the competition aspect of things, again, very varied.
Yeah.
Like the competition, there are some serious hoopers in the UK for sure, no doubt about it. But to expect
Finsbury was good. There were good hoopers at Finsbury.
Like, so Finsbury, top court in the UK, you should expect top tier talent.
I wore a Spurs shirt there, by the way, like a Tottenham. I should not have done that. That was a stupid American move. I know.
You said that, they were terrified for you.
Luckily, I was playing well, but man, that was bad.
Yeah, damn, bro. I would have pulled up with at least 5 or 6 bodyguards. next time. But like a top tier court like Finsbury, you should expect top tier talent. But let's say we go to a court that's not top tier, like let's say around the corner from our house, we're not gonna see top tier talent, you know, and it's gonna be a bunch of people who are playing basketball for the first time or playing basketball for the first year and they want to get good. You know, it's difficult to navigate around the UK searching for competition if you're not at those top tier courts. From what I've experienced.
Well, that's why, that's one of the reasons I love what you guys are doing, is because you're right. If you want to go participate, you don't know where to go. You don't know what courts are good, what aren't. Like I was on so many apps. I'm like on Google Maps, satellite view, trying to see what basketball courts there are in London to play pickup in.
He just like ended up following people around who like looked like they might be playing basketball.
I saw someone with a basketball.
They had a basketball. He just started following them. Like it was tough for him to find pickup in London.
Think about that. Think about, just literally think about what you just said, Scarlett. Imagine you're leaving your house and you want to go and hoop anywhere, right? You go to your local court and the rim is like what we just saw, a triple rim. Every time you shoot, bounces up. You don't want to go there. You want to go somewhere at least a little bit better. You're searching. What can you find? Where's the platform that allows you to consistently?
I mean, it's you guys now. That's the cool thing.
You have an 80,000 follower responsibility now. You're locked in.
I know. When you play like that.
When we had Jamie Furness on, because of his TikTok prowess, we convinced him to start a podcast. So I'm excited to what you guys do after this as you grow out your platform, because Jamie started that one.
Brian loves to push people into new platforms.
You'll be our first guest. You two, Skylar and Brian, for sure.
Yes, anytime you want.
We got you. So how many people have you actually had to pay 50 quid after they beat you in pickup? Anyone? No one yet. Okay.
It's gotten close though.
You guys are good.
I won't like say any names of like why it's gotten close, but it's gotten pretty close for some reason. But we haven't had to give up £50 yet.
Okay. I feel like Brian and I could also be the first group that you guys have to pay 50 quid to.
That's the first two on two.
Be first for a lot of things here.
Yeah, I haven't lost in the UK yet, so let's see. I'm the American that shows up and takes over the court. So we'll see what happens.
Everyone loves the American who shows up and takes over, right?
Yeah,
people love that. Yeah.
As long as you just don't pull up in the Spurs show, we good. Don't do that, yeah.
So how have you guys been able to like reach a British audience through TikTok? Like, what have the comments been like on your TikToks? Are you finding that people have been kind of waiting for something like this and they're excited that you guys are here? Are you finding that you're kind of having to build from the ground up this kind of like basketball community? What has kind of been the reaction to your TikTok?
I think a big thing that we've been aware of is that there is a community, but there's just no connection. We keep repeating, but that's literally what it is. So what we find in our comments is just a lot of people that play basketball, but just don't know where to play basketball. So people are just asking, oh yeah, can you come here? Can you come here? Or like, oh, this was my court all my days. I can't believe you came.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it's that just even in that a sentence I just said, this is my court. I can't believe you came here. That's literally how it is. You have one court and you don't know any other courts. And that's it. Like when I was growing up, I didn't know Finsbury Park or whatever existed. I only knew that.
Tell me about it.
I knew about 2 courts, basketball courts that were outdoor.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And the rest, I just played at UB, which is UEL, which is in the University of East London. That's the only place I played indoor. And that was it. And that's basically how you grow up. So here, I feel like it's less common to travel to courts to play basketball, even if you might want to, but because you just don't know. You can't go and Google and search in basketball courts in London because
imagine going X amount of hours and no one's there.
It's empty. It's the worst.
Right. So that would be even more of a deterrence to go.
Yeah.
It's just, the community has shocked us. It's absolutely, I mean, like you can tell, like you said, 4 weeks, some ludicrous things, comments, everyone's showing amazing support. It's not like we said this before, right? Simply British Ballers is not me and Denz, right? That's not Simply British Ballers. It's the entire UK community, the basketball community. Like it's not like SBB is not us. It's all of us, bro. We need to come together collectively and push this because it's there. Like everyone loves hoops in this country, but there's no connecting there, and we want to know why, and we want to hopefully fill that void. Not me and him, all of us together, because it's not just 2 people gonna do it. We could be whatever, the face or whatever, but we have to come together.
And for this summer where COVID restrictions are lifting, that June 21st, hopefully it stays there. Like, I think this summer is going to be huge for British basketball because there's this like pent up people wanting to go out and play. What do you guys kind of envision for this summer? You're going to be like, hey, meet us at this court at this time and like see how many people show up, trying to bring different pickup games together. What's kind of the vision for this summer? Because I think it's going to be huge.
We literally have like a few ideas for that, like to do with YouTube, like just
give them a sneak peek.
Break news on the pod.
Basically exactly what you're talking about, like having like SBB tournaments and like courts we visited like, that we know that are good ones, and just having like kind of making an event of it, like just trying to get people to come out and travel to like different courts they haven't seen before and just play basketball.
Just an interactive one. And imagine everyone's been locked away for like this for so long. They want to get out, they want to meet with people again, they want to socialize. What better way to do that whilst hooping? And it'll be sunny, as rare it is in this country. Hopefully, you never know. Hopefully it'll be nice weather as well. So that's the goal.
Yeah, I would love that. Like if you guys can say, because you can use your platform to say, hey, we're going to be at Brighton Beach, or we're going to be at this court at this time. Do it like a week ahead of time. You can even do like a countdown to a live to like get people to like sign up for that on TikTok. And then you would get a ton of people to show up and you could make YouTube videos. Like that would be so fun to do this summer. So please do that just for my personal benefit as well.
We got you, bro. We got you, Brian.
And okay, so the next one is Gen Z. So like you said, TikTok is a very Gen Z platform. We talked about this on a couple of our other TikTok podcasts, as Skylar laughs, is like,
I love when Brian talks about Gen Z.
Gen Z.
It makes them sound so old.
I can't help it. Just such an American accent. Gen Z. How have you found like building this community for Gen Z specifically? So do you see that it's a lot of like high school, or I don't even know, secondary school kids? Do you think it's like a lot of pre-uni kids who are like getting interested in it? Or how have you seen kind of that audience being attracted to your account and being attracted to this community?
Well, we think that's sort of the main audience. Even before we started, is the main audience. Because if you're trying to build a community, it is best to build it from the ground up, right?
Yeah.
So on the ground would be the kids, because the kids start growing up.
They're the future.
Exactly.
They're the future, bro.
The kids start growing up and helping to just build this community, because obviously if you're over like what, 16, 18, you've pretty much maybe stopped playing basketball at this point. You haven't experienced what you could have experienced.
The same way you did. No direction.
Exactly. You've probably gone through. I've gone through. So hopefully for the kids, we can just build something different.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of British basketball communities on like Facebook groups and like on all these things that just Gen Z is not on. So it's like TikTok seems to be breaking through. So that's encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok, hopefully now we know that the community's there. We need to tap into it as much as possible to get everyone to come together. Like Brian, thank you so much for saying Twitter. Like Twitter's definitely a play we need to make.
Yeah.
Same with Facebook. Same with all of these platforms.
Yeah. But I think we've seen like with you guys, with Jamie Furness, like you guys started on TikTok and it didn't take long at all for you guys to just blow up. Like if you're just meeting the audience where they're at, like you're going to have a ton of support from the jump. And so it's been really cool to see you guys build this up. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's we keep saying it, but we mean it. Like it's not we can't do it without everyone else.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been
So we kind of consider you guys TikTok experts at this point. So
better than anyone else.
Truly,
not a lot of people have experience on it even.
It's true. Like it's such a new platform. There aren't really experts on it yet. So even just people who are getting on it all the time and posting content and seeing how it goes and seeing how people respond, like you really have insight that a lot of people could use. So how do you think British basketball teams, or even maybe it's simpler to just talk about players, how do you think they could take better advantage of TikTok and building on that platform?
It's a great question.
I think the best way to do it, in my opinion, would be to just get involved with the community, because there's a lot of, I think I've checked out a few of their pages. There isn't much on most of them. And if there is, usually just like highlights of them playing basketball or training or something, which is, I mean, it's cool to see, but you can go on Instagram and see that from like American players. Yeah. Honestly, you'd rather see LeBron James training than like if we're being like serious. Like anyone would, even them probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think just getting involved with the community, like doing something similar to what we're doing, which would be amazing to see someone like Ovi doing that. Yeah. Like that would be like, Ovi came to my basketball.
Ovi shows up. If Ovi shows up to a pickup run.
Yeah. Like that's crazy. You're bound to get a massive amount of traction off that.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like the best way.
Original content is very important on TikTok. Like a lot of people using the same. I'm not a TikTok professor or doctor. We can just talk our experiences, right? So if our experiences show that we made original content, we use the music that isn't necessarily viral. We use what is fitting to the content, to the video. Yeah. And also, I mean, the videos, they take quite a lot of time to make, you know, it's not like a hour, 5 minutes. We'll be at course for hours making a TikTok. The combination of everything, and then just understanding that it's an algorithm, and if you can do whatever you can do, the rest isn't in your control. Like we could have made a TikTok. We've had some of our TikToks go viral, and we look back and we're like, bro, that wasn't even nowhere near some of our best ones. We have some incredible content that doesn't go viral, but you do whatever you can do, and like Den said, get involved in the community, do all of that. The rest isn't in your hands. You just gotta do what you can do, and then hope the TikTok algorithm helps you out as well.
The algorithm gods are, you know, where I'll do a post with 300,000 followers and I'll get like 1,500 views, and I'm like, what? That was a good video. It's just like totally out of your hands. But like, I think you guys are totally right. Like the BBL teams, WBBL teams, like everyone, they can do the highlights. I think that's a good mix, but you're right. They're not creating like uniquely British basketball content.
Differentiation.
So hopefully like this summer or the fall where they can actually go out in the community more. It's like, hey, we're in London, or we're in Bristol, or we're in the cities, rather than like, hey, this is a game, which you can see like in America or anywhere else. So were you guys fans of the BBL or anything growing up, or was it kind of just like out of your what your area of interests were?
I've been to one BBL game and I got it as a birthday present. So do you want to take this?
I've never.
We don't know much about the BBL.
Interesting, but NBA fans?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so it's just
like
guys,
there's a D-Wade jersey behind you.
Thank you. That's Dan, do you want to duck your head real quick? There you go.
Yeah.
Are you Heat fans?
Yeah, I'm a Heat fan. I'm a D-Wade fan. And it's not to say that the level of it's nothing to do with anything. It's literally what we were talking about earlier, right? It's not getting broadcasted enough. It's not getting. It's like it's not being put out enough for us to see what the BBL is. There's no. Yeah. Oh my God, did you go see this guy? Did you see some person go off in the BBL? Like that's no communication. Yeah. Did you see Blake Griffin's dunk over my guy? Like,
you don't know any.
We don't know any players. Yeah. Like I don't know what is needed, but I do think that with the upbringing of the community, hopefully, because we don't even have a team in Europe. We don't even have a EuroLeague team. Yep. We are purely the BBL, and that's why I think it needs to change. And that's a great question because us personally, we hoop a lot. We follow the NBA a lot. We love basketball, Olympics, X, Y, and Z. We both played at high levels, but when it comes to our own country's basketball, we don't know much about it, and
it's off the radar. Yeah,
off the radar.
It's crazy.
Why is that? That's the question that we don't have the answer to, but we want to find out.
Well, Skylar, maybe we need to make some connections here, get some BBL players to show up at some of these SBB runs this summer, really showcase. Because
we'll work on BBL players. You guys, you work on Ovi. That's your.
Skylar wants you to work on Ovi.
That's what we'll task you with. If you get Ovi somewhere, I will be there.
That when she started her Twitter, it was Ovi Soko Stan account. That was the bio. So
I love that. Man.
I mean, a bunch of people have like Den's literally just said, like a bunch of people they've been recommending to us to try and get in contact with Ovi because he is, I'm sure he wants what's best for the British basketball community as well.
Yeah. So definitely.
Yeah, especially coming off that GB run where they, qualifying for Eurobasket was amazing. He went off against France, which was amazing to see.
Yeah.
All right, final question, guys. Each of you can answer this one. This is kind of we'll clip this for social. So this is no pressure, but this will go on the different social media channels. So each of you, what do you think is the best way for basketball to grow in the UK?
Go first.
Nice, Dance.
What's the best way for basketball to grow in the UK? So, like we just said, like we've been saying, the community's there. Everyone loves to play basketball in this country. But the issue is the disconnect. Like you don't know anyone you've hooped with in the past unless you've seen them at a respectable level. How do you know someone that you've hooped with when you were younger and you go to the court with them, you look by them and you don't even recognize them? Yeah. There's no connect in the community. Everyone loves basketball in this country. Everyone loves playing basketball in this country. If we come together, right? Like we said, SPB is not me and Dens, it's all of us. All the British ballers, let's come together. Let's change this thing forever. Mm-hmm. And let's let other countries look at us as a real country when it comes to hoops. Because we are. The competition, like we play at a high enough levels to understand there's some ballers in this country. Given the right direction, given the right pathway, coming together as a collective, coming together as a community, pushing it as far as we can. The sky is the limit for this country and basketball.
Yeah. And I think I'll just piggyback off what you were saying. I think the best way to do that is to focus focus on building the community outside of London more so. Because in London, the community is there. I think it will be a lot easier to guide the hoopers in London towards a community because you even know each other outside of basketball in a lot of cases. But in places like here in Canterbury or in Kent, where every other city is like an hour or something train ride away, you really need to build a community where there isn't the majority of the community, which is here. And I feel like if the connection starts to happen around London, we can really, really build something like huge.
That's a great point, Jens. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a great point.
Yeah. So fostering the community where it's already pretty dense, but then helping like parlay that into each community and knowing where to go play what there's a smaller density. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys.
Wait for pickup this summer. Can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Both of you. We need that running. You said 50 pounds, right, Skylar?
Yeah, put it on the line. We got it.
No problem. Skylar, we got to start training immediately.
You got to get me back in shape.
Honestly.
Yeah, we need to as well. It was, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Honestly,
Thank you,
it's been
man.
a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.